What's going on, guys? Um, Good morning. Oh, I was gonna say good night or evening, but then I realized it's like actually probably I don't even know. Let me look. 6:30 in the morning. Making progress. So, just to take some time up real quick, I wanted to talk about something that I think is pretty big or crucial to be aware of, and that in itself is self-concept. Okay. Now, the communications textbook in our class, I think it's called Communications in the Real World by Richard G. Jones? No, hold on. Yeah, Richard G. Jones Jr. I was close. Um, they state that the actual definition of self-concept is the overall idea of how a person thinks of him or her. Alright? And I don't really like this definition because it's pretty basic. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's literally just what you think about yourself. You know, like what personality traits are important, what defines you as you. It can be characteristics, factors, skills. It's a basic thing. You know, it literally forms your idea of yourself, how you view yourself, and the way you form it is through a couple different ways. Okay, so like, or I should say factors, not ways. Sorry. Some factors that really affect it would be interactions with others and their reactions. So like if you're hanging out with someone, you're talking and they start laughing at you, or you say something funny possibly, and then they start giggling, well, that could lead to the influence of how you view yourself as funny. You know, like, oh, hey, I'm gonna repeat that. I'm gonna use that later on because that made me feel funny, and maybe I did something important. That's one factor. Another factor could be people's opinions. Okay, so like to give you an example of this one, um, my teacher actually in high school, she was my special ed teacher. She called me a horrible student, and like this, I know this sounds kind of lame, but like that led to the belief for me in high school that I really was a horrible student, and it actually even caused me to lose motivation, and I almost failed out of high school because of it. And it's crazy because my self-concept was literally formed solely off the belief that this one teacher told me that I wasn't important, and that's her opinion. I view it differently now. I'm older, but that's what caused a factor. It changes it. It forms your self-concept. Um, the third thing I want to kind of mention, the third factor would be the ability, or like, no, not ability. Sorry, let me reword that. Like comparisons to others. Okay, so like competition or skill level. So to kind of give you an example of this one, let's say you're in class and a student has a 95 and I have a 76% overall. Right, now this can be negative or positive, but in the sense of negativity, it's negative in like I can see that he's doing 95 and he doesn't do half as much effort as I do. So that would mean to me like, shit, I'm doing something wrong. You know, I got to get better at whatever I'm doing. I'm doing something wrong here. Like, this sucks. Maybe I'm just horrible at this overall. So it makes you feel shitty. It makes you feel crappy, and it affects your self-concept. But it's a good sense, and whereas like it can cause competition, and competition is what forces motivation in a sense, almost, at least for some people. And everyone has their own different versions of it, but motivation is, at the end of the day, is a major key part of your self-concept. You know, if you're motivated, then you're more enthusiastic, happy, you're willing to go out and do things more. So like overall, there's a lot of different factors that have helped form your self-concept, those being interactions with others, people's opinions, and just comparisons or just abilities in general, like versus others. It can be negative or positive for almost all of them. I know I mostly did examples of negatives, but it's crucial, you know, it's vital. If you're not aware of your self-concept, then you're just going to be like happy. You're not going to be happy. Sorry. You're just not going to be happy, you know, like studies even show it can cause a decrease in happiness, or it leads to depression if it gets worse to worse. But mostly because like being aware of our self-concept, whether negative or positive, it can lead to bad habits or positive habits. And it really all depends on how you view yourself. So if you got some spare time, you should definitely take the chance and just kind of think to yourself, who am I? What what do I want to do? Where am I going? What's important about me? Think about it. Let me know what you see.